right, everybody. Happy Friday night to everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend's off to a good start. And the Rockies making a quick 3-game road trip out to Kansas City. We are at Kauffman Stadium. Game number 22 on the replay. The Rockies are 8-13 through 21 games. Kauffman Stadium, singles are 1-15 both sides of the plate. Home runs are kind of scarce for lefties at only a 2. Righties are an 8. This game was played April 22nd, 2025. Starting pitchers on the mound, left-hander Chris Bubic or Bubich. I'm not sure the exact pronunciation. I'm going to go with Bubic until somebody corrects me. Chris Bubic against Ryan Feltner. Feltner only had 6 starts, real world. This is start number 4 for him, but he is 3-0 in his first 3 starts with a 2.63 ERA compared to 4.75 and an 0-2 record. So he's definitely done well for himself. Bubic on the real season, 8-7, 255 earned run average in 20 starts. He also has a very good hold rating at -1, and then Salvi Perez, a -3, makes him a -4, whereas Feltner is a +9, so +5, what they're going to deal with there. So the Rockies probably won't be doing much running. Royals might be doing some running, depending on how, who they have that's fast or whatnot. Lineup pretty standard for both teams as far as I can tell. The only nameless player we have is Shunk. So I've got the nameless player card for him. For Kansas City, all their players are carded, so no worries there. All right. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. And hello, Barbara. Good to see you as well. All right. Here is Sean Bouchard, right fielder, against the lefty Bubic. 1-4, and that is a strikeout. And Ben, I don't know if you know for sure or not, because I don't follow modern baseball all that well. Is this pronounced Bubic, or do you think it's pronounced like Bubich with it, like there's an H there that's not really said or not really seen? I don't know. I'm gonna call him Bubic. I don't know. I guess I could have looked it up beforehand, but just didn't think about it. Either way, I'll just go with Bubic for now. Here's Kyle Farmer. Whoop, that didn't go through. Let's try that again. Like Jokic. Okay. 1-8, and that is a ground ball to second. So instead of YouTube, maybe this is the Bubic tube. Like they say the boob tube for TV. This is the Bubic tube. All right, here's Ryan McMahon. I may have to look this up. The curiosity is getting the better of me now. I'm going to have to look this up. Chris Bubic. See if they say something about his name. He wants all right, Chris Bubich, I would think. Bubich. They said Bubich. They actually said it with the H, like there's an H there. So that's what I'm going by. The announcer said it, so that's what I'm going by. Bubich. It's pronounced as if there was an H there, but there's no H. So I will go back and correctly call him Bubich. Chris Bubich. All right, here's Ryan McMahon. 6-7, and that's a base on balls. 1 away, or 1 on rather, with 2 outs, and McMahon no threat to run, particularly with Bubich being a -4. Brings up the DH Hunter Goodman. The first havoc roll of the game. Nothing happening. Here's Goodman. 2-6 against the lefty, and that's a triple 1-5, double 6-20. And that's a triple for Hunter Goodman. He had 5 of them real world. It is an RBI triple for Hunter Goodman. Rockies lead at 1-0. So the seemingly innocent 2-out walk comes back to bite Bubich. And now the Rockies have a runner at third with 2 outs for Michael Toglia. 3-5 for Toglia. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Bubich, but the Rockies take a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the first. Colorado 1. Kansas City coming to bat. And Ryan Feltner, like I said when I started the stream. He has had 6 starts, and then I guess he gets injured for the year. 0-2, 4.75 ERA in real world, but he's 3-0 with a 2.63 ERA. I wrote it kind of small. I don't know if you can tell. That's supposed to be a 2.63 there. 2.63 ERA in his 4th start. He'll be facing Jonathan India. I know India started with Cincinnati back in the day. Now he is with Kansas City. I think he might have come over in the Brady Singer trade, but don't quote me on it because I'm not that proficient at the newer stuff. So here's India. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. That's going to be Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He's a 4. 4 and a 6, he's not going to get to that. That's going to be a base hit. 4 and a 6 is going to be a single, and he's got an E11, so he's got to avoid 3, 13, 16, and 18. Barely does with a 12, but it'll be a base hit for Jonathan India. He will not look to do any running. And that'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr. That is a 5-11, and that's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Tolia. They were not holding India on, so Tolia will keep his 3 rating. 3 and a 12 for Tolia. Probably a G2 of some sort. 3 and a 12 is a G2. So the runner, they'll get the force at second base, assuming there's no error, of course. And he is an E6, so he has to avoid 3, 13, and 18. And he does. So they get the force play 3-6. Witt beat the relay throw. He's at first base. He's definitely a threat to run. That's a 1, though. He could get picked off. His get back number is 15. 1 to 15, he gets back. And he does. So Witt gets back, but now he cannot establish a good lead, so he will have to hold. And here is Vinny Pasquantino, rather. 6'5", lefty. That's an in-home run chance, 1 to 8. 9 to 20 is a double. That'll be a home run for Vinny Pasquantino. He hit 32 home runs in the 25 season. He takes Feltner deep for a 2-run home run, and the Rockies' lead is short-lived. Now 2-1 Kansas City, and that brings up the veteran Salvador Perez. That's a 3-8 for Perez, and that's going to be a strikeout. First strikeout for Feltner. 2 down, and here is Michael Garcia. Oh, that didn't go through. Let's read that again. There we go. 1-4 for Garcia, and he's going to get a ballpark single check, which is a 1 to 15. And that's a base hit for Garcia. And now Garcia is going to look to get the lead. That's a 2. Possible balk on the pitcher, but his balk rating is a 0. But again, that means that Garcia cannot obtain a good lead. Here's Massey. Michael Massey, 2-9. Single 2 stars. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs. And now a clutch situation for veteran Hunter Renfroe, designated hitter. 2-8 for Renfroe. Grounds it right back to Feltner to end the inning. But the 2-run home run from Vinny Pasquantino gives the Royals a 2-1 lead. And Chris Bubic back out. We'll be facing Jacob Stallings, Mickey Moniak, and Jordan Beck. Those are scheduled hitters for the Rockies. 2-7, and Stallings will strike out. Strikeout number 3. Here's Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 1-5, and that's going to be another strikeout. 4 strikeouts now for Bubic, 3 in a row after that triple. And here's Jordan Beck, left fielder. Whoop, that one slipped out, so let's try it again. 3-4, and that's a ground ball to short. Rockies dispatched of rather quickly. 2-1. We go to the bottom of the second here at Kauffman Stadium. Ryan Feltner back out. We'll face the bottom of the order. Drew Waters, switch hitting right fielder. That's a 6-7 against the left-handed batter is a walk. And that's the first walk given up by Feltner. Now Waters is looking to get the lead. He needs a 2 through 7, an 11, or a 12. Gets a 9. He does not get the lead. So he holds for Kyle Isbell, number 9 hitter, center fielder. 3-5, and that is a fly to right. 1 down for Jonathan India. 5-10 for India. Ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Shunk. He's a 3-0. 3 and a 3. That's probably going to get through for a base hit, and it does. Single 1 star. That will put runners at first and second. 1 away for Bobby Witt Jr. 3-5, and that's going to be a single 2 stars. That'll score Waters. And the Royals lead it 3-1. And it'll move India to third base. So runners at the corners for that man Pasquantino again. Pasquantino, rather. Infield playing for the double play. Try to get out of the inning. 5-7. That's a ground ball, second base X. They've got a chance. Second baseman Farmer is a 3. 3 and an 11. Probably not a G1, though. 3 and 11 is only a G2, so they'll get the force, but the run's going to score. And the error rating on Farmer is an E5, and that's an 11. I don't think there's a problem there. E5, second baseman, no 11. But it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And scoring on the play is India. Makes it 4-0. Favor of Kansas City. Another RBI for Pasquantino. That's his 3rd run batted in. Royals with a 4-1 lead. And here's Salvi Perez. That's a 2. Chance for a balk or pass ball. We got a possible pass ball on Stallings. His pass ball rating, though, is only a 2. So we have to roll a 1 or a 2 to be a pass ball. And it is not. So Perez will stand back in. We get a 6-4, and that's going to be a ballpark single check. 1-15. And that is a base hit. It's only a 1-star advancement. Feltner getting knocked around in this one. 3-0 record definitely is, or undefeated record is definitely in jeopardy. Michael Garcia, third baseman. 4-10, right-handed. That's a catcher X, where Stallings is a 3. 3 and a 5 for the catcher. Might be a pass ball. Wild pitch, something like that. 3 and a 5 is a potential pass ball. His error rating is only a 1, so it has to be a 17 to be an error. It is not. So it's potential pass ball, but it's going down to whether or not we're going to check the pitcher's wild pitch rating. Feltner has no wild pitch, so it's not going to be a pass ball. Instead, it'll be a pop out to the catcher, and that'll end it. But Kansas City puts 2 more on the board. And at the end of 2, it is 4-1 Kansas City. So they're treating their guests from Colorado very rudely. Bubic back out, enjoying a 3-run lead. And here is Mr. Shunk, shortstop, right-handed hitter. That's a 6-7, and that's a walk. So he walks Mr. Shunk. Second walk of the ball game. Brings up Bouchard. Sean Bouchard. That's a 112 against the lefty. That's a low max to short. So Bouchard's going to line it to Bobby Witt. Witt will, wrong column. Put it over here. He's going to line it to Witt, and then Witt's going to throw back to first base and double off Shunk. So it's a 6-6-3 double play, line out double play. The old Lomax will get you every time. 2 quick outs for Kyle Farmer. 1-4 against the lefty. It's a ground ball to short, and Witt takes care of that also. So that's going to take care of the Rockies. Seems like the Rockies don't bat very long, and the Royals are right back to hit again. Feltner will be facing Michael Massey, Renfroe, and Waters. We get a 6-7 lefty, and that's a walk. That is the third base on balls, or I'm sorry, second base on balls issued by Feltner. Massey, no threat to run, will not be held. Here's Hunter Renfroe. That's a 4-11 for Renfroe. That's a split. 1-8 is a single. 9-20, he lines out. And that's an 8, right on the number, base hit. You tell us your night when you're getting those marginal calls on the D20. They're falling your way. You know it's your night. Here's Drew Waters. And that's a 1-7 for Waters. Fly ball to center, 1 away. Moniak makes the catch. Kyle Isbell flew out to right field his first chance. That's a 4-7. And that's a 1-18 single. So pretty much guaranteed to be a single. And it was. Bases loaded now, as that was only 1 star. But the bases are loaded for Jonathan India. That's a 1, but no wild pitch is possible for Feltner. Infield is actually playing in on this one. They don't trust the double play. 6-11. It's a ballpark single check, so it won't matter anyway. 1-15. And it's a base hit. Everybody moves up 90 feet. India's 3 for 3. 3 singles in 3 consecutive innings. And it's a 5-0, or 5-1 rather, Kansas City lead. Bases still loaded. Rockies bullpen starting to stir down there. And we have, let's see, they've got down there. They're going to be using Zach Agnos in the bullpen, right-hander. Zach Agnos, 1-3, 6.61 ERA and 4 saves. He is in the bullpen. Feltner is going to try to get out of the inning if possible. Base is still loaded. Bobby Witt is up. Infield still in. 2-3, and that's a ground ball pitcher B. They'll get the force at the plate. They will get Renfroe at the plate 1-2 on a fielder's choice. Everybody else moves up 90 feet, but they do get the lead dog. And now with 2 outs, they got to deal with this guy, Vinny, again. Vinny Pasquantino. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Clutch situation for Pasquantino. He loses a couple of hits, 3-8 and 3-12. So Feltner trying to get Pasquantino to get out of the mess. 1-9, he does. It gets him to pop it up to second and limits the damage to 1 run. Keeps Feltner in the game a little longer. It's 5-1 after 3. Still not looking good for the Rockies, though. All right, here is Ryan McMahon. Oh, is that right? You're talking about the modern game, Ben? Did they play the Phillies this year? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. Or is that one of your games you're playing? I'm assuming it's real life. Okay. All right, here's Ryan McMahon. 5-6, and that is another strikeout. Counted up 5 strikeouts now for Bubic. And here's Hunter Goodman. Goodman tripled his first time up. 112, and this time he's hit by a pitch, so apparently Bubic didn't like him tripling off of him, so now he plunks him. 1 away for Michael Tolia. 4-4, switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a ballpark single check. Again, a 1-15, and it's going to be a base hit for Tolia. Puts runners at first and second, 1 out for Jacob Stallings. That's a 5-8, and it's a ground ball second base X, potential double play. Second baseman Massey's a 3. 3-9. I'm not sure if that's going to be a G1, probably a G2. 3-9 is actually a G3. So the only play is going to be the first. He's an E3. E3 and a 13 I don't think is a problem. No, it is not. So it's a 4-3 ground out, only play to first. The other runners do move up 90 feet into scoring position For Mickey Moniak, the Maniac, in a clutch situation against lefties, he does gain a hit, 111. So he does get that extra bonus hit there. 2-6 instead, though, is still going to be a single 2-star. So Mickey Moniak, the Maniac, gets a base hit. 2-run single for Moniak. Cuts the lead to 5-3. How about that for Moniak? Moniak may even consider trying to steal. He's going to try for the lead. Needs a 2 through 5. Doesn't get it, so it doesn't matter. Here's Jordan Beck. That is a 6-7 against the righty. That's a walk. And that's going to bring up our man Shunk. For Bubic, that is his third walk. We'll bring up Aaron Shunk. One 4, and he grounds it to third to end the inning. But 2 runs do come in. Mickey Moniak's 2-run single gets the game a little closer. It's 5-3. Feltner back out, and he'll be facing Perez, Garcia, and Massey. That's true, Ben. That's true. I kind of figured you were talking about the way it was presented. It kind of figured it was the real life thing, but just thought I would get clarification. That's all. And it's getting a little stuffy in here, so I got to turn on the window air conditioner again to get some flow going here. Even though it's not as hot as it was, it's still very humid and stuffy. So 5-10. 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Shunk. He's a 3. And 3 and a 4 is not going to get to it. It's a base hit for Perez. Brings up Mikel Garcia, or Michael Garcia, I should say. 5-8, and that's a ground ball third base B, the fielder's choice. McMahon goes to second for the force. Garcia is the new runner, and he's going to be looking to get the lead. He needs a 2 through 6 to get a good lead, and he does not get it. So he will hold for Michael Massey. 5-3, and that's a fly ball left field X. We're looking at the left fielder Beck. He is a 3E4. 3 and a 12 should be no problem. 3 and a 12 is an F2, so no biggie. And the error rating on Beck is a E4. So his only errors are 3, 4, 15, and 18. And what do you know, he rolled a 4. Are you kidding me? Jordan Beck, as an E4 outfielder, a 1 base error is a 4 right here. And we rolled a 4. How many times can you roll a 4 with 3 dice? What are the odds? Well, we found it here. It's a 1 base error. E7. Runners at first and second. Only 1 out. And here's Renfroe. 5-8. Ground ball third base B. We got another fielder's choice. 5-4. Going to third, though, is Garcia. Renfroe at first. 2 down for Drew Waters in a clutch situation. He will lose a couple of hits, 2-3 and 2-5 in this clutch situation. And we get a 2-5 right on cue. 2-5 would have been a hit, but it would have been a hit, but that little Omega symbol there turns that into a pop out to short. Takes that single away. So anti-clutch for Mr. Waters. Pops it to short. So I guess you could say Mr. Waters was all wet after that. And we go to the 5th inning. Still 5-3. Rockies still in it. Bubic. 5-10 for Bubic. 5-10. Ground ball third base X. We're looking at Mikel Garcia. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. We're just concerned about the E8 for third baseman. E8 third baseman, 3, and then 15 through 18. 3 or 15 through 18. And that's no problem. So he will make the play. Bouchard is out of there, 1 away. for Kyle Farmer. 5-5, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Bubic. 2 down for Ryan McMahon. 4-9, and that's a ground ball to shortstop X. We're looking at Witt. He's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. So just the E10, and that's 16, 17, and 18. And no problem. Witt takes care of it. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and this will be the fatigue inning for Feltner. 5 is his fatigue inning. It'll be Isbell, then India, and Witt here in this bottom of the 5th. And I'm just curious, I didn't check. I should have checked and wrote it down before I started, but I was curious to see who won this game real world and what the score was. Let's see here, April the 22nd. Kansas City won this game 4-3 in extra innings, 11 innings. Have not had a ghost runner yet in this replay that I can remember. I think we've had that happen yet, so we'll see. Here's Isbell. 5-2, lefty is a walk. These leadoff walks going to come back to bite you. 3rd walk issued by Feltner. That'll send up India. 6-11, and that is a ballpark single check. 1-15. And there's another base hit. So India is 4 for 4 in 5 innings. I don't know if I've had a leadoff hitter ever do that before. 4 for 4 in the first 5 innings of the game. Here's Bobby Witt, and Feltner's 1 batter away from reaching fatigue. Agnos has long since sat down, but the left-hander Scott Alexander is loosening in the bullpen. Right now, here's Bobby Witt. 3-7, and that is a fly to center. 1 away. Now you got to deal with Vinny Pasquantino. They could really use a double play right about now. 2-11. Now it's going to be a ballpark single check again, 1-15. And another base hit courtesy of Kauffman Stadium. Loads the bases. Feltner is now tired. They'll let him pitch to Perez, but Alexander is just about ready. Infield looking for the double play on Perez. That is a 5-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. They got just what the doctor ordered. A Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game right there. 5-9, ground ball shortstop A. Doesn't get any better than that to get Feltner out of the mess, and he's done for the game. But the double play keeps it from getting any worse. 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you have tailoring needs and you're in the area, stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop. Tailor-made double play of the game. Let's get the gory numbers here on Feltner. He's going to give up 5 runs. They were all earned. He's going to walk 3, and he's going to strike out only 1. I think Perez is the only guy he struck out was 1. But loads of hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits. So he's very fortunate it's just 5-3. It could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. Royals left the bases loaded last inning on a failed clutch at bat and then hit into the double play to end the 5th. So obviously this game could be about 9-3 right now, but Rockies are hanging in. And this is the fatigue inning for Bubic. He's got the number 6 here, so keep an eye on that. Coming in for the Rockies next inning, I think Alexander has sat back down. And they're looking at a right-hander Jimmy Herget. He will be the guy coming in next inning, Jimmy Herget. And he's got a fatigue rating of 2, so he can go 2 innings. He's a -1, so that makes it a -2. So Herget will be the new pitcher in the 6th, but right now the Rockies looking to see what they can do here against Bubic. 3-8 for Goodman, and that's a ground ball to third. Garcia is there, 1 away for Michael Tolia. Tolia, 6'7", switch hitter batting right, is another walk. That is the 4th walk issued by Bubic, and he's also hit a batter. So his control has been not the best. Here's Jacob Stallings. 2-2 for Stallings, and he's going to ground into a double play. One good double play determines another, I guess. 5-4-3 around the horn double play. Second double play hit into by the Rockies. And so Bubic will carry endurance into the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And new pitcher is Jimmy Herget. Herget on the 25 season. 1-2 with a 2.48 ERA. So not too bad. Probably one of their better pitchers, I guess. And Michael Garcia will lead things off, followed by Massey and Renfroe. We get a 3-10, and that's a ground ball to second. Farmer makes the play, 1 away, and here's Michael Massey. 6'9", lefty, ground ball shortstop X. That's Shunk. He's a 3. And again, he rolls a low D20 and can't get to it. He's had 3 range plays and failed them all. So lead a 1-out single for Massey. He will not be held. There's a 2. Chance for balk or pass ball. Chance for a pass ball, which is a 2 on Mr. Stallings. And it's a 1. It will be a pass ball. Pass ball on Stallings. That takes the double play out of the equation. And here's Renfroe. 6-8 for Renfroe. That's a fly to left, 2 down. And now it's up to Waters in a clutch situation. Switch hitter. He is batting left-handed, but against the right-hander again, 2-3 and 2-5, he loses hits. 4-5, however, is going to be an in-home run chance, 1-4. But he has weak power, so the best he could do would be a single, but it would be a 2-star single that scores the run. Otherwise, 5-20 is a double. That'll be a double, RBI double for Waters. And the Royals extend the lead to 6-3. 2-out magic here by the Royals. And now here's Kyle Isbell. That's a 1, potential wild pitch. Herget's a 5. And he will commit the wild pitch. So the Rockies kind of falling apart here. Pass ball and now a wild pitch. So that wild pitch, though, makes this run earned now. So here is Isbell. That's a 1-3. 1-3 for Isbell. Grounds it to first, and that will end the inning. Run comes in at 6-3. Go to the top of the 7th. Bubic back out. And since we're doing a new team, I'll show the bullpen possibilities for the Royals. We'll look at all their possibilities that I have to choose from. Right-hander Steven Cruz. Right-hander Lucas Ursage. Right-hander Carlos Estevez. No relation to Emilio. Right-hander John Schreiber. And that's it for the righties. They got 3 lefties, though. They got Sam Long, Angel Zerpa, and Daniel Lynch. So all those guys are available out of the Kansas City bullpen should they decide to go in a different, in a relief fashion. And right now they have Lucas Ursage loosely in the bullpen. He's 8-4, 2.64 ERA and 2 saves. So he's loosening in back of Bubic just in case Bubic runs into issues. Here's Moniak the Maniac. He had a 2-run single his last time up. 3-6, and this time he will strike out. Strikeout number 7 for Bubic. Brings up Jordan Beck. 3-2, and that is a low max. Nobody else is on base, thank goodness, but it's a line out to short. And they will pinch hit for the shortstop here. We're in the 7th inning, so pinch hitting is allowed. And they will bring in Adel Amador, and they will move Farmer from second to short. So Farmer's going to move to short, and Amador will take over at second base. So Amador getting the call. Switch hitter. He will bat right-handed. That's a 5-8, and it's ground ball second base X. We're looking at Massey. He's a 3-E3 for Massey. 3-4. I think he'll still get to this. No, he will not. It's a single. So it's a pinch hit single for Amador. And let's check for an error. He is an E3, and that is a 7. Don't think that's a problem. No 7. So Amador gets a 2-out single. Takes to the top of the order for Bouchard. 3-4 for Bouchard. He strikes out. Strikeout number 8. And that'll do it for Bubic. He's going to go 7 innings, and they'll cap him at 7 innings. Or Sedge will come in and pitch after him. So Bubic is going to go 7 innings and give up 3 runs. A quote-unquote quality start. He walked 4, struck out 8, and he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits. 3 runs, they were earned, walked 4, and hit a batter and struck out 8. So Ursedge will be your new pitcher. And Ursedge, also going to be a -4. Herget will pitch his second inning of relief here in the bottom of the 7th. And face the top of the order, Jonathan India. 6-3 ball game. Rockies still faintly in it. 3-6, and that's a pop out to McMahon. And they finally retire India. He had gone 4 for 4 up to that point. Here's Bobby Witt. 1-8 for Witt. That's another walk. Boy, it seems like the Rockies just issue a ton of walks. First walk issued by Herget. Witt's going to be looking to run. See if he can get a lead. He needs a 2 through 5, an 11, or a 12. 7 doesn't do it, so he can't get the lead. And here's that guy, Pasquantino again. 2-9, and that's a ballpark blast for Pasquantino. Fortunately for the Rockies at Kauffman Stadium, lefties only get homers on a 1 or a 2. But the way the Rockies' luck has gone tonight, this might very well be a 1 or a 2. 12, so they get lucky there. Avoid disaster. Keeps them in the game. And now here's Salvi Perez. 3-9 for Perez. Ground ball back to Herget, and that will end the inning. And that'll do it for Herget. He's going to go 2 innings. Give up 1 run. 1 run, which was earned. Gave up 2 hits, a walk, and no strikeouts. So right now, Rockies pitching has walked 4, but only struck out 1. So that's kind of a alarming number, so to speak. All right, Lucas Ursedge pitching for the Royals. He was 8-4 with a 2.64 ERA and 2 saves in the 25 season. He'll be facing Farmer, McMahon, and Goodman. So the heart of the order for the Rockies. This is their inning to make hay. Let's see if I can figure out who the closer was for the Royals. And I'm only going to determine that by who had the most saves, because I don't know for sure. Oh, this was easy. Didn't see this. Carlos Estevez, 42 saved, or Estevez. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. 42 saves, so obviously he is their closer. We'll get him ready for the 9th in case it's still a 3-run game. But for now, Ursedge is in. And that is a 3-6 for Farmer, and that's a home run 1-10. Home run 1-10 for Farmer. 11-20 is a double. And that's gone. Kyle Farmer, he has weak power when he take off the pitcher card, but off his own card, this is the only place he gets a home run. The only place on his card completely is here and here. But this is it right here, 1-10. That's the only home run chances he has. He had 8 home runs on the season. He takes Ursedge deep. First batter Ursedge faces, and he gives up a home run to Kyle Farmer to make it 6-4. Rockies trying to hang in there. Here's McMahon. That is a 4-7 for McMahon, and that's a strikeout for Ursedge. 1 away. Tri-Fan, do you know if it's pronounced Estevez or Esteves? I'm assuming it's Estevez, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that familiar with the modern players. So some of them I am, some of them I'm not. I'm just going to call him Estevez until somebody tells me differently. Plus, it sounds better. It kind of goes with the Charlie Sheen thing. Oh, that got hung up. Let's re-roll that. Here's Goodman. 4-7, and that's a 1-18 single for Goodman. And 16 will fit. That's a base hit for Goodman. The tying runs now at the plate in Michael Toglia. Michael Toglia. 1-7, struck him out. Second strikeout for Ursedge. 2 down, and Jacob Stallings is the batter. They're going to pinch hit for Jacob Stallings. And they will use Nick Martini to pinch hit and then bring in Braxton Fulford to catch. They got to do something because Stallings just can't hit. So Fulford will be the new catcher, but coming in to pinch hit is going to be Nick Martini. Nick Martini, the left-hander, will come in and pinch hit for the Rockies in a clutch situation. He does lose some hits in the clutch, though. 1-2, 2-5, and 2-6. 6-6, and that's going to be a 1-2 single. Anything else, big ground ball to short. And it's a 3, so Bobby Witt gets it, throws it to first, and that's the inning. Rockies get 1, but get no more. And that's it for Ursedge. He goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits and a run. Does strike out 2. And they will bring in assuming that it stays a 2-run game, doesn't get way out of hand, they will bring in Mr. Esteves to get the save, or Estevez, however it's pronounced. Now the Rockies will need to go to the bullpen, and they will bring in the guy who was warming up earlier, Zach Agnos. Agnos 1-3, 6.61 ERA and 4 saves for right-hander Zach Agnos. And let's see here. He's a -1. Fulford, the new catcher, is a 0, so it'd be a -1. And leading off for the Royals, it'll be Michael Garcia, followed by Massey and Renfroe. Estevez, okay. Estevez, okay. Estevez. All right, that sounds like Emilio Estevez to me. That's what we'll go with. Here's Michael Garcia. I'll have to listen to it on YouTube from the announcers and see what they say. 5-6, and that's a ground ball to third. Or we can just call him Estevez for the fun of it. Estevez, maybe. Massey, 4-10. That's a ballpark single check. 1-15. And it's another ballpark single at Kauffman Stadium. So 1 on for Hunter Renfroe. That's a 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. This one's up to Moniak. He's a 4. Oh, 4 and a 5 is not good. That's going to probably be a single, if not a double. 4 and a 5 is a single 2 stars. So that'll move Massey to third. Make sure there's no error. He's an E11. So he has to avoid 13, 16, and 18, which he does. And now that's going to bring up Waters, the switch hitter. Waters, the switch hitter. Do they stick with Agnos or do they go to the lefty out of the bullpen? Because obviously Waters faced righties 81% of the time, lefties only 19% of the time, and his card seems to be kind of loaded this way. So we're going to the bullpen. We're going to take Agnos out. He did face the minimum, 3 batters. Once you face 3, you can take him out. So he goes a third of an inning, gives up 2 hits. And we'll see what happens here. But they will go to the lefty out of the bullpen, will the Rockies. And they will go to the only lefty they have. And that is Scott Alexander. He's not very good, but he's left-handed. So Alexander is on. And he is a -1 hold as well. So runners at the corners. 1 out, looking for the double play. Drew Waters, the batter. Oh, they do try, fan. All right, cool. I'll have to give that a look. That's a 5-7. Switch hitter batting right-handed. And that's another walk, just what the Rockies needed, more walks. It will load the bases with only 1 out for Kyle Isbell, lefty-on-lefty matchup. And the infield for the Rockies is in. They can't assume a double play. They're going to play in. That is a 5-12. It may not matter where they play. That's a ballpark blast, but he has weak power. But the ballpark blast is only a 2. But even by default, it would, at worst case scenario, be a sacrifice fly. And it will be a sacrifice fly. And I believe that's going to go to, not sure where it's supposed to go. If it goes to right field or center field. I guess I'm going to call it right field since he's a lefty batter. Not that it matters. Sacrifice fly. Massey scores. That run is charged to Agnos. 2 down now for Jonathan India. Collect situation for India against the lefty. He gains a hit, 212. 4-4, and that's a ground ball third base. That's McMahon. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. We're just checking the E10. The errors on E10 are only 13, 17, and 18. And he got by luckily there, 16. He makes the play to end the inning. So Alexander will go 2/3 of an inning, give up a walk, nothing else. So we go to the top of the 9th. It is 7-4 ball game. And since it is still a save situation, we will go to this guy, Mr. Estevez, I guess is how it's pronounced, since they say the accent or the emphasis on the second syllable. We'll do Estevez. Either way, however you pronounce it, 4-5, 2.45 ERA and 42 saves. And he'll face Moniak, Beck, and Amador, the scheduled hitters. He is a -2 on his hold, makes him a -5. So, Jordan Beck, your leadoff hitter. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Rockies, 7-4. That is a 5-6 right-handed, and that is a fly to center. Isbell runs it down, 1 down for I'm sorry, it should have been Moniak, not Beck. What am I doing? It should be Moniak. How did I get Moniak out of here? What happened to Moniak? Oh, I put him in the bench for some reason. That was weird. So I'm going to redo that at bat because that was an illegitimate at bat. So we're going to re-roll that. Start it all over. A do-over, as they say. It should be Moniak, not Beck. So Moniak. That's a 111 from Moniak. A single and a 1-4, 5-20. He lines out. And he lines out to the second baseman, Massey. One away. Now we get to Jordan Beck. 3-4 for Beck, and he grounds it to Witt. 2 down. Last chance, and it is Mr. Amador. He did single his first time up when he pinch hit for Sean. When he came in, actually, he hasn't batted yet. That was actually Martini pinch hitting here. So this is his first at bat. He hit 177 on the season, so not a lot of hope there. That is a 1-4, but it is a ballpark single check, so he might get a break, 1-15. And he gets the single to keep the game going. Back to the top of the order for Sean Bouchard. Rockies only have one bench player remaining. That's Zach Veen. So they're going to stick with Bouchard, I guess, or do they bring in Zach Veen? They're going to bring in Zach Veen, even though I got to use a nameless player. He's still better than Bouchard, who hits 167 and is 0 for 4. Plus, he's left-handed. So Zach Veen will pinch hit. He is the last available player off the bench for the Rockies. Zach Veen. Estevez. 4-3 to a lefty is another ballpark single check. 1-15. And it's another base hit. So had we let Bouchard hit, that 4-3 against righties would have been a pop-out and the game would have been over. So at least it extends the game. And Kyle Farmer, who hit a home run his last time up, is the tying run at the plate. Hello, Jason. That is a 5-7. Struck him out, and that's the ball game. Rockies put up a decent fight, but they just don't have the firepower that other teams have, especially with some of the guys they have that are injured. Right now, some of their starters are injured. So look at our final line score for the Royals. 7 runs. They do it on 16 hits and no errors. For the Rockies, 4 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The loser is Feltner. He drops to 3-1. Winner is Bubic, and the save goes to Estevez. Rockies drop to 8-14. And I believe since they lost this game real world, we're still 4 games better in the replay than what they were real world. They were 4-18 real world. We are 8-14. So, and they did lose all 3 games in Kansas City. So technically, they were not playing on the 23rd. They have a doubleheader schedule on the 24th. So I'm gonna play that out Saturday, and I'm gonna split it up like I did before. So we're gonna play game 1 tomorrow and game 2 on Sunday night. Tomorrow's game, the pitching matchup between the Rockies and the Royals. It'll be Cole Reagan's a left-hander for the Royals against German Marquez for the Rockies. So there you have it. Game number 22 in the books. And Rockies lose it 7-4. And as we look ahead to tomorrow at noon for the NBC game of the week, our focus will shift from Fall Classic to Inside Pitch. And this is the game for Inside Pitch tomorrow at noon. The Minnesota Twins will visit Toronto at Exhibition Stadium. That's the NBC game of the week for tomorrow in Inside Pitch. The regular Inside Pitch, not the advanced stuff, the regular. Standard Inside Pitch will be tomorrow around noon. Tomorrow night, we'll have the Rockies game number 23, game 1 of the doubleheader against the Royals. They'll see what they can do against Cole Reagan's. Not sure what they can do against him, but we'll find out. So thank you for everybody who spent part of your Friday evening with me. Hope you all have a great rest of your night and beginning of the weekend. And I'm going to probably try to, now that I know the Royals are out here and there's a couple guys I'm not sure of, I'm going to probably try to nail down some of these pronunciations, like Estevez or Estevez and Bubic, and maybe some of these other guys. Let me check their bullpen. Is there anybody here that bullpen seems pretty safe? The bench players, whenever you got to look at their bench players that they had available, they had Kevin Biggio, Freddie Fermin, the backup catcher, Mark Canha, and Tyler Tolbert. Those are the four guys on the bench, but they didn't need the bench in this game. They were well in hand. So I'll try to do my homework and learn some of these names. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we will see you all down the road. Good night, everybody.